Hello, good morning and welcome back to CatersGraphix. Today I'll be teaching you not just how to create this kind of logo, but how to create a logo with a negative space. So what I mean by negative space is just like this white line here, how to blend that out, and many people fall into troubles like that, but this might be very simple to you, but I'm going to show you some other interesting aspect of it. But for today's tutorial is sponsored by this brand Heaven. This is their website. They are into full-fledged digital agency. They are into web designing, app development, and social media marketing services, so and all that. So you see, the website can tell totally these people are just like us. Okay, they can do or organize your brand to a test of a modern standards. So you can see the look of their website with some CSS coding and JavaScript animations. You see what's going on here. You see what's going on here. These animations are totally different, which means these people can actually make your website or your brand look very interesting. So with that being understood, if you want to check them out, you can go to their website. Their contact details are beneath here. Okay, so with that being understood, we have to get back to our tutorial. So this is what we are trying to achieve today. We are having a problem with this logo. Let me show you what it looks like in Photoshop. So when I import this to Photoshop, this is a problem we are gonna have. I imported this logo to Photoshop. Remember, when you import logo Photoshop, don't click enter until you expand this. If you click enter then try to expand this, I will show you what will happen to you, or what will happen to your work. I'll show you what will happen to your work. So let's take, for instance, we imported this and we didn't export it. As it is now, it's still a vector shape, but when you click it, you have rasterized it, especially if it's on Photoshop. So when you expand it, it's not going to retain the same quality as it is before. Okay, so what you're gonna do is, when you import a vector from Adobe Illustrator to Photoshop, you expand first before you hit the enter button. Okay, very good. So now we have a clean work here. What you're gonna do is to change the background so you can see exactly what problem we are facing right here. So we change this background to black. If you see what happens here, the negative space in the green icon have a white border around it, and we don't want that. So in Photoshop, you can fix that problem if actually you are exporting your file as a PNG or an image. But if you are trying to export it as a pure vector shape that doesn't have a loose shape, so what you're gonna do is you work with that on Adobe Illustrator. But for the interest of those using Photoshop, I'm going to show you how to do that. So you select your magic eraser tool and hit enter. Okay, then you hit enter again. So we have a negative space. What does it mean now? A negative space simply means we can change this background color to whatever color we want it to be. So for instance, we take this color to become a color like this. The negative space is going to be at the same color which it have. You see, so we are not having white in the middle here, we are having a negative space, which means this is a separate space from that. So with that being understood, let's get back to Adobe Illustrator. So I show you how to do this in Adobe Illustrator, so as I just show you in Photoshop. So you can't notice this here because this is already on a white background. So if, for instance, the border here is red, that's when you're gonna notice there's a problem with your stroke. You see the problem now? Let me zoom closely so you can see. That's the problem we are having now. So we Ctrl Z. So we can't see it because this is already on a white background. So any background you are using and you have a negative space with a border of that same color, is not going to matter because that color is already the value you are using as the border. Okay, so with that being understood, let's get down and know what the problem we are having here. So we are going to extract or remove this problem, a new brand text, and we're going to replace it with the old one. But what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to make this very closer to this the icon, to make it look very closer to the icon. Then what I'm going to do now is use the direct selection to select only the B, like I taught you in the other tutorial. Then I select the border and make it white. Then I can increase my width size of my border to maybe 2 or so. So okay, 2 is okay for me. So you see we have a border there with a white we have an icon with a B icon with a white border. Okay, so we don't want this to follow our icon anywhere we go. So what are we going to do here? There are two things you can do. Number one is duplicating this B icon. You click you hold the Alt key and drag it out, then place it back where it is. Okay, this is the simple way to duplicate a shape. Okay, now we have duplicated it. We can go to our layer and then trace the particular group it belongs to. So this is our first B, but this let me zoom close, you can see. So but this is what we want to work with, not the first one. Okay, we want to work with the second one. So what we're gonna do here is we select on the second one, then we will have to click option, or click objects. Yeah, very good. Then you click expand. Okay, when you expand, you click OK. Then you click on this pathfinder, you select this, then you go back to the object and you expand again. Then you go to the object and still click on the unite. That's all we need to do. So when you have done that, you can go back to the next icon, which is this B. Then we have to remove the border that is in the B. Okay, when we remove the border, you will notice there's another border at the edge. That is the second one we worked with. So now you can expand it to whatever shape you want. After you're done with that and you're okay, you can select it with holding your shift key and the other icon. Then use your shape builder tool and hold the alt key. Now you can erase it away. Okay, now we erased it, we have a totally negative space here while having the B separate without any border. So to know if that is true, what you are going to do is create a space here, and we're going to make this green. Okay, make it green, then we'll send it everything to the back, arrange send to the back. So you see it, because this is a negative space, we have the green there, but this is not a negative space, we have a problem here. So that's how to do it. Number one way how to do it, but I'm going to show you the second way to do it with our second icon over here. So the second way to do this is you select on this particular icon you want to work on, you remove the stroke that is in it. Okay, then you use your rectangular tool to draw an extra layer that is above this. Make sure it aligns according to what you are expecting or what you want. You can make this to become white color, whatever color you can relate to. Okay, I'm making this white right now. Now you can go over here in the transformation tool, you go to transparency, you can reduce the opacity to 50 or whatever color, so you can see through the next other object at the other side of it. So we can see through now. We can rearrange and set it to the actual value of size we want it to be based on the stroke size we want it to have. So we will have this here and we want something close to that. So that's what we have here. Now you notice we have two icons here. We have this first icon and we have the second icon. So if you select on this second icon and select on this one, if you erase this, it's going to erase only the second icon. It's not going to erase anything in the first icon. So you must have to select all the icons. Select the first one, select the second one, and select every other icon that you want to apply this stroke to. You select this also. So you select on your shape builder tool, hold the alt key, and now you can erase the parts. Okay, this is the second and simplest way to have your shape. So this is a simple way to get your negative space in any brand you want to. Let me go back to what we have before. I want to show you something else. Okay, so we have this brand here. You have this brand here, and what if we want this shape to apply to this angle? You know, this shape is curved and it's not like every other shape. Okay, it's not like every other shape we have. So what you're going to do here, we want this to have a stroke here. What you're going to do here is very simple. Still the same procedure we use in number one. You duplicate this, control duplicate, very good. So you can reduce the opacity to whatever color value you want, or you can see through. Then you can use this to extend this. Make sure you can use this to extend this to the downside or to the edge you want it to apply. We are okay with that. Then now you can select and select this. Then now as you are selected, you can use your tool to now work on the parts you don't want it to belong to. So this is another way to work on negative spaces on curved edges. So you can still apply this on any other kind of shapes or edge on your logo design. Okay, so it's very simple to do, and that was how we created the brand design or logo for Brand Heaven. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Make sure to share. Also remember to subscribe if you have not subscribed. Share this tutorial to friends so they can subscribe to the channel too, and remember to ring the bell. Remain blessed.